Discover cowrie shell divination, ancient wisdom at your fingertips. You set the shells, I decode your answers, love, career, and more. We've got the guidance you seek. Tap into shamanic roots, uncover your inner energy, chase your dreams, learn from the wisdom of tribal mystics, bridging the gap to your potential. Supercharge your experience with us. Book now at tonyad.tv for self-discovery, and I will see you on the other side. Ashe. Inshallah and Ashe, divine will's blessings to you and for you. I am the Tonya D, your go-to holistic shaman medium, otherworldly life coach, and a reflector by human design, a seer of the unseen, visions, dreams, and oh my goddess of the night. The moon is going to give us a portal, so you may feel in the in-betweens, one realm to the other. Maybe you're in the astral, opening the doors to some new ways to produce and bring your manifestations into life, into the stage of your life, just by following the moon, the doors to our reality, showing us our personal kind of check, if you will, scribing your own check, like services rendered, you receive them. So this may come from the cosmic capital, if you will, the cosmic highway. So it's time to raise our inner value quotient. You may also start to channel or picking up on sigils, signs, runes. When our telepathy channel merges with the Great Spirit, there's like this circuitry of buzzing that happens for us. But really go into your heart space, use your spirit along with your heart, the spiritual heart, and go to those deep waters of the ghost in the darkness. See the depths of those inner messages in those memoirs, the soul's story. And if you have yet to subscribe here on YouTube, please do. Also, join me live for Spilling the Tea in my online coven. Go ahead and subscribe to the Musing News on my website and sip some cosmic brew with me the third Friday of each and every month. Coming to an online theater through Zoom. It's all about the elementals along with the subtle energies. What elemental boosts each center. You're going to receive a fresh email with the link for that as well. Also coming up in person at Crohn's Hollow on the 18th of November, Gift and Purpose. I truly believe we all have a gift and also a purpose, unique and individual to each and every one of us. This is just setting the stage for some inner aha moments where we are raising the bar, the drawbridge. The bridge may break, the lines may get crossed, but it's time to create a new line possibly. It's time to upcycle the drawbridge, get a fresh new queendom, protecting our heart out into the world. The moon is helping us to form our feelings, taking shape. What are your feelings? What are those sensations? What are they being? Are they alerting you? Are they all organized? Are they tucked away on the shelf neatly? Take them out when they are ready. And with that, welcome to the weekly snippet. And if you are new to my show, my channel, this is about the cosmic insights, usually with the moon, along with the planets, the elementals of the galaxy, the seasonal elemental doing a cosmic dance. I do follow the lunar energies of the moon through both the seasons and the gates of human design. I truly believe we all have gift and purpose, intuitive gifts. If you're curious about yours, take my Change Your Stars quiz to find out your intuitive gift order or psychic ability. It's actually kind of fun. You get to see me with a different hairdo. The 4 pillars of destiny, the elements of the day, the pathways. I like to choreograph those for doing ritual. And as a reflector, I'm always asking myself, I'm super hyper aware of environments. Like, is this the right time? Is this the right place? Am I with the right people in the time and the space? And what's the movement? What's the solution? What is it that I'm creating in this watcher sphere, if you will? Or what am I seeing that nobody else can see? There's a lot that's always happening, and to wait 28 days to make a decision is kind of interesting. But the key truly is always trusting our intuition. Take my Change Your Stars quiz. If you're curious or something's nudging you about your intuitive gift, some of them may just be out of this world, otherworldly. The out-of-body energetic centers really light up a different stage and different time in our life span. Cleansing our auric field, the etheric body, the etheric highway. Journaling. Why don't you try journaling with the moon through the seasons and the gates and kind of get in touch with your emotional field? And as I follow these lunar energies entering the vortex, the shaman's portal, that's what I call the 8th energetic center. I connect that to Pluto. But the moon is leaving Leo, what we emotionally love and protect. It's the season of Scorpio into the season of Virgo, which is hyper aware, right? Emotional boundaries. And then we have this stimulus, or possibly maybe an aggressive, overly complicated, maybe conversation you got to have. Creative inspiration, self assurance, optimism. It always reminds me of fire and charisma. The power of the moon may really assist us to realize or kind of have extra elaborate plans that we're crafting. Maybe ask for a value incentive, a value quotient. The moon then enters into Virgo, so late this evening. So go ahead and take a bath, a hot shower. And then the moon enters Libra on Thursday, so emoting our equality, our fairness, and really setting energetic boundaries around our relationships, our partnerships. Into the weekend, you really want to give yourself some time and also some space to really sit with what your heart feels you need to reestablish parameters around, as we have the new moon in Scorpio happening for us. So the Musing Moon meditation will be up this week as well. Be sure you've subscribed to get the notification for that. And just a few announcements on the menu. I do have the Scorpio Sacred Spirit Circle. The meditation has arrived. So you can tune into that. Be sure to tune in. And gratitude. You've taken that to my new lunar views, I'll say, of the rainbow, by the way. Ritual, cosmic, otherworldly. Rituals really are food for our soul. It's how we be feeding our soul. But being that we're in the season where we really do have the opportunity to connect with the other world, where the veil is thin, it's time to really invoke our intentions, our heart's desires, the power of words, initiating a new way of wording who we are, installing boundaries, and just flicking away all the negativity that may stream your way. I do have a new podcast episode out. They do come out weekly. You can actually now find them on Audible, FYI. If you have an Audible account, I just found that out. But YouTube here, TonyaD.tv, and other avenues as well for your musing pleasure. But yeah, the season of the witches, we're coming to a close kind of. But last week we had Kimberly Spencer, and how she transformed her business during the 2020 experience and how she went online. This week we do have back to the stage one more time to do it all over again. Amber Tark, the journey, navigating the storm, the journey through grief. She's actually been on my season of the witches previously this year. We talked about the imaginal realm, which is also part of the shaman's portal. But grief is a part of our story, ritual around grief. And my first time being with Melodoma Somei was actually grief ritual. And then I dove into cowrie shell divinations, which brings me to that. Now, cowrie shell divinations, I've been doing them one-on-one at Crohn's Hollow in person, but you can connect with me online through Zoom. But this is about connecting you to your medicine, your magic, through ritual, prescription ritual, really nudging you to get you on your path. So if you feel like your soul is at a crossroads and you're just not sure what's happening for you, divination is actually a magical way where I can assist you with that. I do them in person, like I said, at Crohn's Hollow, only on Thursdays unless I'm filling a gap for somebody. Limited slots there, but you can also connect with me over Zoom, schedule online, and just know I will not reach out to you. That's not my corridor. Yeah, I've got lots of offerings there. But I do believe that we are all stars on the spiritual walk of fame, so it's time to be the star that you intuitively are. And with that, we do have on the elemental highway, because this is where it all kind of choreographs in, we've got the Yang Water Dog and Yang Earth Dragon. We've got a mountain range here with all that earth energy, big mountain range, a very big, solid day. The Yang Earth Dragon, that's kind of a mountain dragon, a mystical brown dragon. You know, when you look at nature and you can see the giants in nature that were once here before, as far as I'm concerned. But water is rooted in the dragon, yin water down there. Our fire is dim. It's in storage. It's still there, but it's dim. The dragon does release the yin fire. And at the hour of the tiger, this is where our dream space is more active, energetic. We are going to have an eastern direction. It's called a directional frame, the wood, the elementals, ideas, innovation. It's even wealth and prosperity. It's Jupiter. So it's expanding upon something. I would say in our dream space, just because that's when that energy is going to get activated, or late in the evening, like 11 p.m., that kind of time. All that earth houses mineral or metal, right? We do have yin metal. It's hidden. It's released as well. The dog and the dragon, they don't really clash, but but they are in opposing areas, I'll say. But it's what an earth person does. That's like creativity. Mineral is their what they produce. So CEOs, corporate leaders, working with metal, manufacturers even. But there's courage. Courage is hidden on our day, so it's time to go to the mountain, tell our secrets to the mountain range, use our voice for cleaning up words, use them out loud. Don't use your inside voice. It's like what's disturbing your inner world. You need to use your words. It's a reliable energy. It's practical. It's mystical, but it's also loyal. So just be in your heart. So water is an asset. It's what we value. And when we have an earth day master like this, wealth is flowing away and yet also flowing to us. It's the yin and the yang of water. The rabbit on the year, that's more about innovative leadership. It's like birthing a new leader. We're feeling it inside of us. Yin energy is inner energy, where yang is outer. I'd say we're pretty balanced between the yin and the yang, because we've got a lot of yin energy hidden as well, but the earth is very strong with all that yang earth, right? So it's really about using our voice to lead, speaking our ideas. I would even light a candle or go to a tree in the mountains and just kind of breaking up what's inside of us, causing us kind of a riptide, kind of energetic storms, because nature breaks up the earth. That's why I said go to a tree. Metal, use our voice. Mineral, again, tell the mountain your story. It's time you were heard. You're invoking, you're allowing it to be free. The messages this week, I actually am bringing in the Fae. I love the Fae. So today on this Mystical Monday, we do have Iris of the Rainbow. I'm going to color the Rainbow Fairy. Kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. But this is hope. It's a promise for our future. She's part of the fairy guardians and guides of the galaxy, I'll say. The realm of blue skies and rain. That's kind of her world. She really is the Rainbow Fairy. She dwells in the meeting of air, the element of our mind, the whispering of the winds, I'll say, and the element of water, which is our emotions. So it's kind of being aware of our emotions. But she's sitting, she's floating. Her wings are like this rainbow. They're spread out. She's kind of suspended in midair, if you can sense that, in her blue, fantastic gown. She's crowned with blossoms, flowers, right? And in her hand there, it's the light of heaven's bow. It's the light of hope. It's the promise of joy. It's healing that is yet to come, or it's on its way. It's one of the most powerful tools or things to come. So she's saying that the light is shining through our present darkness, that hope is a very powerful factor in this maze, in speeding up this healing process. It's not a promise that the storm is actually over, and it's also not a promise that there won't be more stormy waters. There is beauty in the ghost in the darkness. The waves of the storm, they're just shifting. The turbulence is coming to a calm. So there's something to be gained as we usually pass through the storm and go through an initiation. And the sooner we get the memo, that sooner the storm's going to end. So it's like going through the storms, the turbulence of life. There's a time of growth, the potential for growth. It's time to allow the dead wood of the past to really just float away down the rivers and really make room for the sprouts of new growth that are actually coming. So you may feel like asking yourself, what do we still need to release? Which is great because we're coming up to a new moon here, and it's time to nurture the seeds that we've actually planted and also protecting them. It's time to cultivate patience, as that's also going to be an asset to assist us at this time. But just know the storm is breaking up, and really asking yourself if you're ready for great change. It's a time for transformation, and kind of discover in your heart if your heart is still going to stick and be a little tadpole in the fairy pond, or are you ready to become something much, much more? It's dreams, it's wishes, it's brewing a heart's desire, a wish. It's that celestial wishing tree. So have your mind write the script, the scene of how this transformation is actually going to happen. Really add some adjectives to the brew. I think it's fantastic for the hat. And on Terrific Tuesday, moving right along, we've got a singer in the house, the singer of courage, which I love. Singers are like angels in the realm of the Fae. They sing a song. They remind me of sound bowls, but the song they sing is so vibrant that it's too much usually for human ears. But in the realm of the Fae, it's the being of big light. It's the singer of courage, and it is just that. So it's really an energy to call in the singer of courage. It's showing us it's time to kind of to protect our incisions and consciousness that we're going to make, crafting decisions. It's about bravery. It's the sublimination of fear, moral strength, and character. Somebody once said that courage is not the absence of fear, but it's that which enables us to experience fear and not be stopped by it. It's like being in the flow of it. It's also what enables us to do what we believe to be right, even when there is pressure from others around us to do otherwise. It's what enables us to go ahead into those unknown, into the perilous, into the in between where there are no guarantees, safety, security, inner lies that we're often or even constantly confronted with, a new world, a new way of being in the world, a new way of seeing or being seen out into the world. The ordinary day-to-day living, that takes courage, but to rise into the extraordinary takes even more courage, right? So one of the keys to courage is to consider the fear and then find a way to let the energy of the fear itself be the power in the action. So that's like the authentication of courage. And each of us inside of us has a little fear, possibly feeling like a little scared mouse. But there's also the hero, right? On the other side, it's the two wolves on our shoulder, I guess. But either part of us can take over from the other. And we get to choose which is in charge of the moment. So we could have the mouse, who's kind of the magician with only one little trick and can really create that illusion that it's as big as an elephant. Then fear nearly overwhelms us, but we still have a choice. We still have an opportunity. So it's like living to learn with and manage the reactive animal within really involves transforming our emotions, like rage, fear into courage. And through just having self-discipline, we've got the help of the singer of courage. And most people usually by the age of 3 or 4 have already decided what they must do in order to really survive from the decision, this belief about how the world is, like most of our fears, self-limitations, growth. Have we the courage to discover and really break through from these limiting beliefs and just awakening into greater possibilities and go forward without objectives? So we kind of need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage is basically the message here. And it really does remind me of the warrior sword, a cosmic Merlin, the guardian, at the Singers of the Realms, to bring in the courage, our innate courage, and just know that we have this protector around us to be courageous. And then on Wizardry Wednesday, we've got Gloominous Doom. Poor little guy here. He's not as gloomy, though. He's part of the challengers. These are the Fae that bring us tests. They only bring us tests that they know that we can pass. However, being otherworldly, this is not feeling defeated. We're not being destructive to ourselves. It's time to see the magic. It's time to do some inner nurturing, do some inner self-care. Gloominous Doom, he's here to explore the dark hidden crevices and places, the feelings of doom that we kind of wash away. And the test here is to really take responsibility for ourselves, transforming our attitudes, our mindset, and be in a state of gratitude, authenticity. It's time to take care of our own needs first, comforting ourselves, our own desires. And, if you feel like having a pity party, go ahead and wallow in it. Get out your favorite whoopee, your blankie, and allow yourself to really flow in the party. And an easy, peaceful feeling comes after when we go inward and comfort our little 2-year-old self. That's when we open up to receive a new frequency energy being inside of us, and we be something transformed. We change from the tadpole to the frog or the prince or whatever it is. I'll say a goddess of the night, right? And then on Tantalizing Thursday, we have Teom the poet. This is also a critical tested message, also part of the fairy guardians and the gatekeepers as well. But this is having clear sight, poetry, laughter, possibly getting into some serious mischief for fun. It's an energy that's arousing and erotic in a way. So you may think that he looks ever so serious, pensive, thoughtful, but he's kind of a trickster. He's fooling us. It's as if he's wearing a mask, hiding in a tree, flowing like water. So he's full of curiosity and insight that leads him to ever so mystical, strange places. But he's got a very poetic insightful spirit. Reminds me of the labyrinth. More than just rhymes of poetry, being able to see things as they truly, authentically are. But laughter is his jubilee. That's his song. He's also a young apprentice shaman, a shaman's apprentice. He's new on the path. He's got a lust for life. He tells fantastic stories. He's got a great imagination. He's got the power to inspire within his actions. So having him show up this week, we have the courage of the singer to ignite youthful spirits and energy everywhere around us. It's kind of like a very exciting time, joy molecules to do things and tackle those projects that you've been probably wanting to do, but maybe you put them on the back burner to do another time, or maybe when you got more energy. So it's kind of time to go out there and do them, not just think about them. Usually he shows up for those that do have a talent for writing, whether it's about poetry, fantasy, adventure, all those kinds of things, just really speaking and writing with conviction. Those are what he gets most kind of serious about. It's the authenticity to write with words and the outpouring of ideas. You may also get the fuzzy feeling of romance, bringing in more romance into your day-to-day life. Not necessarily someone new, but also adding more fizz or bubbles into your current relationships, getting out of the ordinary routines, and making them extraordinary. It's like adding fuzz bubbles to your relationship or partnership. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be there's so many different kinds of relationships, you know. Maybe you get more excited to be around your friends and have a girls' night or a guys' night or something. I don't know. We don't really get out much anymore, do we? Or at least I don't. And then we finish the week with the fairy godmother, which who doesn't love a fairy godmother? This is connection to the fae, the spirit of the fairy godmother. This is gifts, talents, grace. It's the helpful lessons, getting the memo. And she's the fairy that truly gives us grace to help us along our way. It might be a little touch of that fairy dust, lifting our mood. It might be a conspicuous, a miracle in the unseen, and maybe anything in the in-betweens. But she protects us from the ill will, sometimes of ourselves, sometimes of others, simple stupidity of ourselves or others, from our own mistakes, even untangling the webs in our psyches, the weavings of the webs, and bestowing gifts upon us whenever she feels we may need, or offering us an opportunity, choices when we feel that there's nothing. So grace is the great fortune, and we get streams of grace from the universe, healing streams of grace. Even when we don't deserve it, whether it's deserving or not deserving, that really isn't the issue. Just knowing that we are connected and we are loved, it really is that simple. Divine connection, love. But she's the giver of grace. And she is also the only one to wear the fairy crown that has stars included with the branches and the flowers. So knowing that we all have a fairy godmother, and to add the extras of her when our guardian angels may be overly busy and can't really stream to us. But being that she is otherworldly, she's either there waiting for us to ask her for guidance, assistance, or we've blocked her from our day-to-day world. And when we block the fae from the realm that we're in, particularly the godmother, the world of spirit, angels and whatnot, things may become harder than they actually need to be. They're accessible, but we're making them inaccessible. So when we live without grace or gratitude of the heavenly universe, seeing the bounty, life is always an uphill struggle. And if we twist, these are entanglements, right? If we twist her energy, this is when we become too judgmental. We get tied into knots of who is worthy, who is not worthy. And then we kind of tie shoestrings, if you will, all around all the things. So she's offering us gratitude here. And when we don't open up to gratitude, that's when we trip over the web of those knots, those shoestrings out in our day-to-day world, in our lives. Things may become sour. Maybe we're not sharing anything. Maybe we're just taking things. So she's here to share and really light up the stage with love and light and glowing within us. It's not a time to dim our light or be a thief in the night. You know, sometimes people keep gathering in their brains. They think that they don't have enough. It's that lack or scarcity kind of thing that's happening. But we do have hope. We have courage. We have the release of gloom. We have laughter, poetry. And then we finish the week with the fairy godmother. Hello. So with that, I would affirm for this week that I am my own inner light, shining brighter than ever before. And really go to your God spot, your inner core starlight. Feel your own fairy godmother offering you healing streams of grace this week, and the courage, along with the hope, and knowing that your story is about to get brighter than ever before. And with that, I say Ashe. As always, blessings to you, my energetic beings. Now enjoy a little snippet from my girl Amber. She's fantastic, right? Ashe.
Sensation, like what?
Right.
How did we lose this? And then where did we get off our path?
Yeah. I think part of it is like with the personal growth industry growing, there is definitely, people who are addicted to their pain. There are those people who are constantly resentful and they cling too hard to their grievances just because they want to continue to hate and they want to continue to stay angry. There's definitely that part. So, a training for like how to let go of the past things that have really passed long ago is one thing. But then, starting to deny whatever hard or difficult is showing up in your life right now and is making its claim on you. Because if you won't listen to it, it would show up as disease. It would show up as worse.
Absolutely. Either
Right. So your body will tell you if, like it'll come in your body. If you won't attend to it consciously, then unconsciously it will come on to you however way.